Hello, good morning. We are back. I'm sure you all are able to hear me. Yes, we are back on some ACCA interesting topic. Last week, in our ACCA topic, we discussed about what are the papers which will come in the skill module. That is around six papers, which I mentioned on what are the six papers. Today, I'm planning to take one paper and just introduce you with that paper so that before you get into the ACCA mode, it's always better to know what is the each paper is all about. So today, the first paper in that group is corporate and business law. As I mentioned, even though this paper is in the skill module, but the examination part of this one is like a on-demand CBE platform. You will request them whenever you are done with the preparation of that paper. So let us see what is the content of corporate and business law. So already from the name itself, you know it's all about something about the law. Definitely, we will be talking about the law and legal system. And as we all are aware, our Indian law is based on the British law. So you will not be surprised to see some of the origin from where the law came up, like the tort, law of tort, and the professional negligence, things like that. And we will, the source of law. Then after that, it's more little bit of mercantile part, how we will form the contract, what are the different types of contract, what is offer, what is acceptance, and so many details regarding the contract. And they will also talk about what are the contents of the contracts. Yes, whenever there is a contract, what is the consequence and what is the remedy if you are breaching a contract, breach of contract. This is all the general mercantile law which all we should know. In addition to that, the major part for all of us, they will talk about contract of employment. Here they will talk in detail the rights, duties, and responsibility, obligation, etc. of the employee and employer in the law of contract of employment. In addition to that, we will be covering a little bit of agency theory, definitely a little bit of partnership, and uh, partnership is also one major. I'm sure you all would have covered a little bit in detail about partnership in your school level, which will help you, to memorize what are the things you covered in the school level and relate. Definitely, the question pattern and how they will be handling these things will be a little bit of uh, more with the application. And we will talk about the international commercial arbitration because we are living in a globalized world. So maybe some of you are interested to do a own business, on setup, a startup, future date. So you should know more about the international commercial arbitration. And of course, you will also connect whatever we learned in the contracts in the international level. Each country uh, got its own terms and condition with regards to any contract. So the same way, we will cover in general the international business transaction formation of the contract, and of course the obligation. It's not like the contract we are making in India. When you get into something, get into a contract with some foreign parties, the damage will be very, very severe when you fail to fulfill the terms and condition, or when you fail or when you breach the contract. So they will talk about all those things. Definitely we must know what are the risks with the business transaction, international business transaction, and the payment methods, how to do. There are so many things you will be knowing. It will be connected with our Reserve Bank of India. When you want to payment, I'm sure you all will know. Things were not easy like now. What we are going through, it was so many documentation procedures were there when we were maybe around 20 to 25 years back. But now, with the globalized world, even when we started globalized living and business relationship, the things were not that easy as we are talking now. Now things are more clear, more transparent, it's more black and white. There is no gray area. When we started, there were too many gray areas than the other clarity points. So you will know the risk payment, what are the things we should be care about. And even when we are talking about the agency theory, if it is a local agent, we know we can always do. But when we are doing a business relationship with an international agent, we need to be very, very careful, and we should be aware of the risk and the responsibility. As you all know, ignorance of law is not an excuse. You cannot come out saying that, oh, I didn't know it was like that. That is not at all an excuse for you to escape from the punishment if it comes on your way. Then also, corporation and the legal personality, we will talk about what is the legal personality. We will even talk about the company secretaries to some extent. And also, you all covered the different types of business organizations like sole trader, partnership, limited companies, public limited companies, cooperative societies, etc. So, you will be doing the same thing. Even though we are going to do the British law, it's all based on, our law is based on the British law. So you will able to uh, come across. Maybe if some of you are doing this paper after your graduation, say BCom, there is a high possibility of you being getting exempted from this paper. Or if you are not a commerce graduate but you are still interested to do ACCA, in that case, all's well. Your prior knowledge, maybe if you have covered this paper, you can try to claim an exemption. If they don't give the exemption, it's good for you. You already have a very strong base about the types of business organization. And whenever we talk about companies, you know that the legal framework demands directors, managing director, CEO, all those people. So mainly we will talk about the directors in detail, like what are the different responsibility of directors, what are their rights, and what are their commitments, what are their duties, how they should be relate the job of the director with the daily business of an organization, etc. Because when you come across with the other papers, you will be talking a lot about board of directors. And this paper, the law paper, is connecting you with the responsibility of the board of directors. Directors' duty, remuneration, so many things are there. In detail, you will be going through that. Then, of course, you will learn a little bit about the capital and financing part. Uh, how to organize the capital, what are the requirements, what is the memorandum, what is capital clause, what is article of association, different types of like capital like authorized, paid up, subscribed, etc. etc. So, though we are talking this paper as law, it's covering more of mercantile and business law. It's not like a lawyer's perspective. We are doing it with the perspective of a businessman, and maybe to some extent with the employees' rights and responsibilities, and the legal framework within which the business has to do. When you go in detail about the law, it's not really sufficient, but this will give you a very in-depth knowledge about the importance of the legal framework whenever we work, whenever we do business, whenever we conduct business with the foreign nationals. Because anything with the backup of law, yes, it's very, very safe. And of course, when there is a law, the formalities, the documentation, and all the other requirement will be very, very in detail, and that will be another extreme when you are going for the detailed work with the foreign nationals. There, your responsibility doesn't end with studying the law of India. You are going to enter a contract, an agency contract with a foreign company. You should really understand the rules and regulation of the country in which you are going to have your business relationship. Unless you do a proper homework on the legal framework and the legal responsibility and the risk and your financial commitment, you will end up in serious problems. That is why we are introducing in ACCA to make you aware the importance of the legal system. Yes, the legal system basically it will be almost the same, but it will be customized according to some of the countries where the priorities will change. Like the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, some countries they don't allow you to repatriate all the money you have earned there. And it will foreign exchange regulations will be there. To transfer you need some permission. Yes, it was very complicated maybe around 20-25 years back, even when I was working outside in 96 or late 90s. To transfer money we need to have lot of formalities, but those formalities are very, very manageable and user friendly with the Indian government. But when you talk about certain countries like I think Cuba is having a very serious um, or strict rules when you want to repatriate, and that is little more serious when you are a government servant now on deputation with the government of another country, or even the private people. Everything goes through the government. Cuba is a place where the legal system is very, very strict, and it doesn't give a lot of freedom for the citizens to do what they like to do. There is too much control and everything is accounted. So now I am sure you will appreciate the importance of knowing the legal system. At least after studying the law paper, you will have a clue what the precaution I should take legally. It need not be for you to start a business. Even you want to work and move out of your home country to another country, you will start really. If you are a qualified ACCA, of your person who cleared the law paper, you will think, okay, I need to do certain things which I have learned in my law paper, and you will prioritize those information so that you will not regret going to a country and get stuck there. As you all know, there are countries which are very, very strict about the rules and regulation and the legal system. Especially, you are very much aware of the legal system of UAE, the Gulf countries, how serious it is bouncing a check, how serious it is when you do a small mistake which you feel small in India, but when it goes to there, it's very serious. It can even end up with a death sentence. And things are not easy when it goes to foreign countries with regard to the legal system. So this paper will give you an idea, or it will give you an awareness of the importance of the legal system, and this will help you to make a lot of decisions in your future career plan, your business plan, you name it. The legal system is very, very important. Whether you are working here, you are going outside to do something, that's immaterial. Anything which you do, first you should think, okay, what are the legal implications, what are the risks involved with it if I am going with this proposal, what are the terms and conditions, how this government is going to punish me if I do a breach of contract, etc. So mandatory for us to know, or mandatory for us to get exposed to the legal system, so that will give you a broader picture of the importance of legal system later when you move into a business or a job or career environment. So law paper is very important, don't take it light. It's very much useful for your career development. When you are in employment, it will give you a lot of information about your rights, how you should move about the things, etc. Usually whenever you join a firm, the HR department will give you the labor law part of it. That is between you and the company. You will know how to pay, how you will get the salary, what you should not do, what you should commit to do, when you will be terminated, things like that. But when you are in a senior position like a CEO, COO, or CFO, you need to really study and get in detail the knowledge about the legal system of the country where you are going to work. Of course, when you are moving to a big corporate in a foreign country or even in India, there will be a separate legal department. They will take care of all the legal aspects to make sure that the company shouldn't be in trouble. But though the legal department is there, it's always better for us to have a basic understanding of the legal system. And in consultation with the legal department, you will able to proceed and work with your daily routine peacefully and lawfully and with the credibility. It is not good to say that, oh, this is the law, I am not aware of it. That doesn't give you a good impression from the employment place or your employer or any when you are in a senior position. So law is a crucial paper for us to live. Law is very crucial for us to live peacefully. Whether you are working or starting business or we are going to just sitting idle, you should know the legal system very well. Otherwise, we will get into trouble. So that's all about the business law. Catch up with you in the next section with another interesting paper and what is the content of the paper. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.